Hi everybody, welcome very much to the channel. Esoteric Cloud Surfer here to talk about the new moon in Scorpio 2024 through all the houses, because we are now creating new deep emotions and feelings related with deep desires, deep passions, motivation, anger and frustrations, also related with transformative circumstances and circumstances of privacy. But they are going through different areas of your life, and knowing in which house it's happening will help you focus what area of your life to analyze and pay attention to so you can plant the best seeds for the next moon cycle. Thank you for watching, leave a like and subscribe, use the links down below to know more about my content and to book services with me, and let's get started. If you have new moon in Scorpio in the first house, it means that in your personal life or in your personal insecurities or personal interests, you might be creating new emotions and feelings that are very deep. So this can make you feel more confident or more insecure and you want to hide things. But hiding things, it's not bad here. It's why are you hiding? Are you hiding because you want to improve and then show it to others? Or are you hiding because you feel ashamed and you feel like others will make fun of you? Because on your personality and personal interests, that shouldn't be the case. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on. If you have new moon in Scorpio in your second house, it means you are creating new deep emotions and feelings to fuel, justify your value. So this is weird because it's the opposition house, so that means you have a Libra rising. So it's always a constant fight, quote unquote, for balance, right? Sometimes you might not feel valuable, but when you do find or create your value, it's very solid and consistent. And even if the whole world is against you, you'll be like, no, I'm sure of my value because you went deep. You went through certain transformative circumstances. You detached from the external stuff and you focused on your spirit and emotional realm to make sure that you are valuable and you feel valuable and you know what to value as well, right? So with that new moon in Scorpio in the second house, you are creating new emotions and feelings to deeply value yourself and to be sure on what are the right things to value and be valued by in this moon cycle. If you have the new moon in Scorpio in your third house, it means you are creating new deep emotions on or about your surroundings. And this can create some misunderstandings. Because imagine you go to the supermarket and now you create a new deep emotion about the conversation that you had there. That doesn't make a lot of sense. You shouldn't be caring so much about your surroundings. But at the same time, imagine you meet somebody, imagine you are into art, and you meet somebody in your surroundings that you are into art. And because you are in a circumstance, which is your surroundings, where, oh, we shouldn't really give a fuck about this, but there is a potential for you to create a deep connection together and then create a business or help each other out to be more confident in your creativity. So misunderstandings can arise here, but if you are on the right track, if you're going for your dreams, if you're going for your goals, you manifest the right circumstances so you can go deep and transform yourself with a certain element of your surroundings as well. Moving on to the fourth house, new moon in Scorpio in the fourth house means you're creating very new but deep, powerful and transformative emotions and feelings in your places of comfort, security and familiarity. So this is good in a way that you can just bring more energy and be more comfortable and go deeper within familiar and comfortable environments, but also maybe you being too serious, maybe you being too stubborn, being too consistent, maybe being too transformative. Thus, those places that were comfort and familiar, now they are weird or tense, either to you or others present in that space. So make sure to not go too deep or create too much turmoil and transformative circumstances. Moving on to the fifth house, if you have new moon in Scorpio in your fifth house, it means that you are creating new deep emotions and feelings that deals with your entertainment, what you like to be entertained by, what you like to entertain, what you pay attention to, what you want others to pay attention to you for, and also in just your general expression, sense of confidence, and sense of acting freely. So this is a squaring house to the Scorpio energy. So here there is a little bit of tension but you are learning basically in what are the things that you are paying attention to that you should go deeper and create a lot of emotions, care, and attachments about, right? And the way to go about it is to just fuck around and find out, right? You might be paying attention to certain things that you shouldn't be paying attention to, or so much, and then you're gonna go deep in them, or you're gonna overreact and create a lot of emotions about it, and then it's not worth it, it's not profitable, emotionally speaking, and now you know. Or you're gonna be embarrassed or exposed by it, and it wasn't worth it, but then you know. So you gotta kinda be ready for some quote unquote bad things. It's not really bad, right? Also remember that the moon in Scorpio always bring a bit of overreaction and overstatement, emotionally speaking. So you might be going through certain things, like somebody exposed you for something you were paying attention to, and it's not a big deal. You might just feel like it, but remember it's a new moon in Scorpio, so you don't want that to be propagated in the rest of your moon cycle. So make sure to understand, okay, it's not that deep, but I have to go through this, okay? Moving on to the 6th house. If you have new moon in Scorpio in the 6th house, it means you are creating new deep emotions and feelings and transformative circumstances in your routine, patterns, health, organization, and work environment. So if you work on a place where you don't really care about, don't create a lot of those new deep feelings and emotions. If you are working on a place or something that you care about, be my guest, go deep in it, create the feelings and emotions to then make a routine and pattern around it, so you have a purpose, energy, and motivation to keep working and keep improving. New Moon Scorpio in the 7th house means you are creating new deep emotions and feelings about your relationships, how you relate to others, and how you value things in the external world, or how you show your value, right? So here you can play out some fake energies, like you don't really value something, or you don't find it beautiful or sophisticated, but you are creating new deep emotions and feelings, or a new deep emotion facade. So you might be showing, oh yeah, I care so much, but then you don't. But this is Scorpio. Don't play around with Scorpio energy, because it goes deep. So even if you say something, the spirit behind the person listening to you, they know you ain't going that deep. So you can create transformative circumstances where you are exposed as being a faker, or you just being more sure, going deeper, more solid, and connecting deeper with yourself and your relationships. Into the 8th house, the natural house, the natural state of the new moon in Scorpio is just refreshing, restarting, initiating a new cycle on what you were already doing here. Sex themes, transformative circumstance, privacy, deep emotions, deep passions, deep motivations, deep frustrations, deep aggressiveness issues, aggression issues in general. Or because when we talk about aggressiveness issues, and we talk about Scorpio, usually it's about you having a lot of it accumulated within you, not you go and beat somebody else. No, it's like you should have used that aggressive energy to transform a circumstance, but you didn't, and then it accumulates, and then instead of beating the shit out of somebody, you go into a car accident, or you get very close to kill somebody because of the accumulation. So the new moon in Scorpio can help you just get de-fixed and detached from any old deep emotion and get on track, start a new cycle, being fixed on the right emotion and feelings in a deep way. Moving on to the 9th house, if you have new moon in Scorpio on the 9th house, it means you are developing new deep emotions and feelings about creativity, individuality, spirituality, wisdom, and knowledge that you want to share, or that you want to be seen by, or you want others to recognize the value in those things, right? The thing is, if you are into some not really important spiritual belief system, you're gonna go really deep, and then you're gonna share these things to others, and others are gonna be like, nah bro, that ain't really that deep. Or they're gonna join the bandwagon, and they're gonna lead them to a place of spiritual nothingness, and they might rebel against you. If you are on a good spiritual system, on a good spiritual wisdom and knowledge, you're just gonna create a deeper emotional feeling to justify and secure you in that position. Moving on to the 10th house, if you have new moon in Scorpio going through your 10th house right now, it means you are creating new deep emotions and feelings about your new limits and boundaries, about your new routines and patterns. And when you talk about new routines and patterns, it's not literally a new routine and pattern, it's you going through the routine and pattern in a new way, with new limits and boundaries, with new motivations, with new goals, with new perspectives, right? Especially right now with the new moon in Scorpio right there, you might create new transformative circumstances. So you go through the same routine and pattern, but you feel a different way, or you do little details in a different way that leads you to transform your routine and pattern on how you see and feel about it. But more importantly, it's about the limits and boundaries. Make sure you are applying the right limits and boundaries to these new emotions and feelings so you can use them to upgrade and not destroy your routines, patterns, network, association, and status. Moving on to the 11th house, new moon in Scorpio in the 11th house means you are creating new emotions and feelings that are deep or transformative circumstances about networking, association, the world, big organizations, and how you see and are yourself in big thought groups or big subjects like science, astrology, religion, politics, sports, things that involve a big audience. How are you feeling deeply aggressive, motivated, or frustrated in those realms? Are you afraid to be exposed? Are you wanting to be private? Are you wanting to transform? Are you wanting to go deep and create a strong purpose so you then can associate yourself with the world? It's all on you right now. But also, like the 5th house, this is squaring a learning house. So if you have Scorpio in this house, you're constantly learning how to have a deep emotion or feeling or weird scenario, but associate it in the world in a way that it makes sense, it makes you be or look like a unique individual. And lastly, but not least, if you have new moon in Scorpio in the 12th house, you are creating new deep emotions and feelings, passions, motivation, aggressive or frustrations that deals with your creativity, with your dreams, illusions and imaginations, with secret haters, secret admirers, past lives, your future life as in the goal that you want to achieve, but not just the goal, how you're gonna do it, why you want to do it, and it's a healthy and balanced routine and pattern. Because a lot of rich people, they sacrifice their best years and their family and their mind and their soul to be rich. So Pisces, or the 12th house, it's you want to achieve your goal but not lose yourself in the process, not lose your soul, and not become a secret hater to somebody else. So with the new moon in Scorpio here, you are developing deep emotions and feelings to then associate, share, or expand on. So you might have a transformative circumstance, a traumatic circumstance for an example, but you can use it to make art or creativity that then can make you some money. Or you just went through a deep emotion and feeling and you expanded on it and it was not necessary, so you just went too deep and now you created some trauma out of it that it's gonna block you until you resolve it. So make sure you are using these deep emotions and feelings, keyword is new emotions and feelings, to expand in a way that it makes sense spiritually, as in you're still creative and connected to all possibilities, but also realistically speaking, aka you can count on it and make some profit and stability from it as well. Alright, so thank you very much for watching. It's everything for today. Hope now you are a bit more wise and aware of which area of your life you are creating new deep emotions and feelings or transformative circumstances. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, a whole bunch of individuality and creativity and responsibility as well. Book readings with me using the link tree down below, and I see you next time.